according to Lakers Daily, the Lakers are expected to start Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton, right? So basically the starting five that, again, is the general consensus thought of like, hey, this is going to be the starting five unit. With the bench unit, right, with Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, Jackson Hayes, and Gabe Vincent running the second unit. So you would have basically Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves as your starting backcourt, with Gabe Vincent and Marcus Smart as your your backup 1 and 2, with Rui Hachimura as your 3, and then you could either go Jake LaRavia or Jared Vanderbilt at your 3, because you could also interchange either guy at the 4. And then LeBron James would be your starting 4, and then Jackson Hayes backing up DeAndre Ayton at the center position. So right now we're just going off, okay, what we saw last year, whatnot, but you have several new players. You're going to have Jared Vanderbilt, who's going to be fully healthy. Got to remember, last offseason, he was coming off a double foot surgery, so he didn't have the opportunity to prep and stuff. We're seeing him in the gym, in the lab, working on his three-point shot, right? What if he is just like 36% from three-point range this season? Right? It might make it, he might put you in a position where you have no choice but to start him, right? Because he gives you the defense, he gives you the balance. I would go Luka Doncic, Marcus Smart with a Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. The reason I like Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt and leaning more defensive heavy into the starting unit alongside Luka, Ayton, and LeBron is because I think with those three, you just have more than enough offense, especially with the way that Luka likes to start games. Luka Doncic loves to use the first quarter as like the momentum builder for himself, right? So you'll see more often than not, half of his field goal attempts even will come in the first quarter, right? So let Luka be Luka in the first. DeAndre Ayton is going to feast and eat off of that, but let Luka just kind of dominate the ball the first, 5-7 minutes of the game, go and take in as many shots as he wants and kind of let Luka be Luka early on. Have that athleticism, have that defense, have that versatility out there on the perimeter. LeBron James kind of buy in and lock in more defensively. Ayton, he said himself that he wants to be a better shot blocker and rim protector. Well, here's your opportunity to prove it, especially with Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt as your defensive pieces. Now you're just better balanced, and you can always make little minor adjustments. You have now the defense to kind of keep the gap, kind of close the gap and keep it close. When Luka is killing and torching, right, now you can create that separation because you're going to be able to get stops on the other end. So to me, when Luka is cooking and torching, folks, you can create that gap, that separation, because you have the defense to balance it out. When Luka Doncic is having his struggles offensively, right, you have the defense that can kind of keep things close, and then you can interject and throw in an Austin Reeves and a Rui Hachimura if you need to, right? You can kind of make the adjustments and changes. And the units that you start doesn't necessarily have to be the units that you close with, right? So the difference with Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis is Luka Doncic being a jump shooter who is comfortable shooting over the top, right? When we had Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they want the paint cleared, right? That's why Darvin Ham and stuff ran the 4-out, 1-in type offense, right? And, when we won the in-season tournament, all that stuff, what did the Lakers do? Put LeBron and AD on the block, and everything just kind of runs through them, and they just do everything, right? Because when you have those two, they want to operate. LeBron, he wants to look down, shoot threes, or drive, put his head down, bully his way to the basket, kick out to the weak side corner, or finish at the rim. Like, that's his ideal scenario. Obviously, he can do more than that, but more often than not, that's where he's at, right? Same thing with Anthony Davis, right? Anthony Davis, he wants to square up, get in the triple threat, kind of jab step, beat the guy off the dribble, get into that, 8-foot range and do the little floater over the top, or just take him straight to the basket and finish around the rim. Yes, he can knock down a little elbow. Yes, he can knock down the thing, but he's not a guy that possession after possession after possession, he's trying to shoot over the top of folks and trying to be that jump shooter, right? It's not really his game. Both LeBron and Anthony Davis are capable of it, but that's not really their game. It's not what they want to do on a possession by possession basis. Luka Doncic, on the other hand, that is what he wants to do. Luka Doncic wants to create that dribble penetration, wants to get onto his spots, kind of get into that center area of the court, right? get to that like 10-foot range and then shoot over the top. If the defense collapses, easy outlet to the lob threat. Obviously, yes, there's times where he wants to shoot out or kick out to shooters and stuff like that. Right? He's not solely based on that, just like LeBron and Anthony Davis aren't solely on that. But the point is that with Luka, he's not as worried and bothered by the paint being packed. Right? Anthony Davis and LeBron James are. Because if the paint's packed, then LeBron has to just basically settle in to be a jump shooter, which he has gotten a lot better in over the last few seasons, particularly the three, but it's not like his preferred game. It's not what he wants to do to really generate points, right? But Luka Doncic, he doesn't care. Sit in the paint all game. I don't care. I'll just shoot over all five of you, right? Because he's comfortable in that area. That's what he likes to do. However, it looks like, again, Gordon Lakers Daily, that like, hey, this is going to be the starting five, right? Which offensively, we're going to be great. Probably going to be the best offensive team in all of basketball. I mean, that two-man game with DeAndre Ayton and Luka Doncic is probably going to be the best offensive play in all of basketball. No, LeBron James is much improved shooting the three ball. Rui Hachimura, he's a guy that shoots 43% three-point range. Austin Reeves, hopefully his three-point shot kind of come around a little bit more. Hopefully that's something that he's really been working on. Right, so offensively, you're going to be able to run all kinds of actions. You're going to have three separate guys on the court that can all handle the basketball and make plays and do all these things, right? So offensively, I'm not worried about it. It's the defensive side of the ball to where you can balance out. Now, here's the thing. We saw LeBron James buy in defensively. We saw him kind of be the defensive anchor in a lot of ways when Anthony Davis left. Can he, with a full season of Luka and Luka handling so much of the responsibilities on the offensive side, can LeBron kind of buy in a little more defensively? I'm not expecting him to be, all defense or anything like that, but can he be good enough to where he can kind of anchor that? If you see a DeAndre Ayton, if he's really serious about being a better rim protector, being a better shot blocker, right? Like, then that could do wonders. If their offense is the best offense in basketball, and their defense is serviceable, right? Like middle of the pack. Like overall, I think that they'll probably be like in that 12 to 15 range at worst. But let's say with the starting unit, they're like, 16th or 17th. That's fine, right? Because, once you inject and balance out over the course of a game, you'll be in good shape because you'll have kind of you'll have the better balance overall. So overall, your defense rating will be higher. But at least in the starting unit, can you be good enough to have that point differential? Because if the Lakers, as long as the Lakers aren't like the worst defensive team in basketball, right? If they are the best offensive team in basketball, then we're going to win a lot of games. We're going to be very comfortable. We're going to be in good shape, good position. My concern is the starting unit is atrocious defensively, and Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are just getting torched. And yes, our offense is good enough, right? Probably win a lot of games, but my concern is playoffs, right? I'm not really like, you can outscore teams during the regular season. There's enough bad teams. If you're good enough offensively, you can win a lot of games in the regular season. I mean, Sacramento did it a couple seasons ago, right? They were not good defensively. They were terrible defensively, but they had like a 121 offensive rating, right? Like they were just better. Like the next closest was like a 118 or something like that, right? Good enough offensively. They're going to win a lot of games, but my concern lies in the playoffs.